Hello, Stuart here at HobbyKing.com. Very excited to bring you the release daily for the Durafly Excalibur. They have been on the water and they now are available at all warehouses, including spare parts and including not only the plug and fly version, but a small amount of the kit version too. Come on to that in just a minute. Now, the spec of the model itself, as you may or may not already have seen, it is of course a warm/hot liner. It's exhilarating in terms of performance, it's stunning in terms of looks, and as to the spec itself, well, as you can see here, it's a 1600mm wingspan. It's designed purely for 4S setup, anything from a 1800 right up to a 2200, and we're talking high C packs at this point, anything we recommend from say a 40C right up to a 65C. The 1800 milliamp hour 65C graphene, for example, fits perfectly in here, and they go very well together, that pack and this model. Now, that said, you can put a 3S battery in there if you wish. We haven't tested it ourselves, but if you've got some 3Ss lying around, of course it will work with it. Just don't expect the performance that you would get on 4S. And like I said, that performance is exhilarating, not only because of the choice of battery, but because of the very aerodynamic design in the model itself, but also due to the power system. Now, the power system is a 35mm class, so it's quite a big, wide motor, 800 kV brushless outrunner, so you've got bags of torque and performance out of that, not only out of the motor, but also the speed controller, which is a Aerostar 60 amp pre-installed. And then of course you've got the obligatory Durafly Velcro strap, and this is where that 4S battery would go. In the wing, you've got two high torque metal geared 9-gram servos, and in the tail you've got two nylon geared high torque servos for the V-tail control on this model. Much like the Zephyr V70 before, the Excalibur has a super smooth, highly dense foam finish. Not only that, as you can see from this other wing panel I've got here, it is massively reinforced in all the right places with both glass and carbon fiber. You've got the carbon fiber wing joiners, which I can show you in just a second. And throughout all the control surfaces, both on the wing and the tail, you've got carbon fiber, small carbon fiber spars as well. So it really is a great marriage of modern materials and forward-thinking design. And lastly, whilst I've got this wing panel here, one more final note, of course, like many of the Durafly models now coming out, it comes with standard ball link connectors for all control surfaces. Now, in terms of how it goes together, it uses pretty much the same screw throughout to screw both the tailplane on and the wings to the fuselage. The only other bolts or screws of different size of note are the machine screws and nylock nuts for the propeller, the folding carbon fiber propeller. And also the spinner has the cooling slots as well. Back to the assembly. If you wish, you can take the Excalibur apart very easily. It just uses two screws. There we go. Two screws to mount each wing panel, you can see them here, and you can also see now with the wing removed, not only the PCB connector for a nice simple installation, but also the two substantial carbon fiber spars that join the wing to the fuselage and really give it that final piece of strength. Now, sliding that wing panel back on, you can see just how easily it goes back together, and then at this point you would put those screws back in, as I mentioned. However, the size and the shape of the Excalibur pretty much denotes that even in the smallest of cars, you can keep it assembled as a one-piece model. Great for transportation. Now, with regards as to what else is in the box, you will get some additional plastic parts. First part, this is the slope nose cone. I've got the propeller off at the moment, and you will see by sliding this on, that's a very simple way of making the Excalibur a warm liner into a slope speed machine. Very simply, you take the slope nose cone, push it over the front, get the contours matching to the contours of the fuselage. You'd use some tape then to secure it, and you can still install your battery as you would with the power version. It will pretty much balance in exactly the same space, and hey presto, you've got a sloping version of the Excalibur. To reduce production time and to reduce production cost, and to be that little bit more environmentally friendly, we've actually done away with the hard copy of the manual. You can of course still access it on the web listing for the Excalibur. There's a little video here showing you exactly where you can find that soft copy of the instruction manual under the Files tab of the listing, and also what that means is the recommended items in the manual you can click on. Hopefully you can click directly on and go straight to those products too. Now, back to the items in front of me. This is the standard and supplied 13x7 propeller. However, there is an optional propeller for those pilots that have a more stick skill and are looking for a bit more speed. We are calling it the Pro Propeller. You will see it again in the instruction manuals. This is a slightly bigger, this is actually a 13x8 propeller, and it gives you just a bit more oomph and a bit more power and a bit more performance and a bit more glory in those vertical maneuvers. However, it comes at a price, and that price is slightly less flight times, but that's to be expected. Finally, I'm just going to quickly go on to the kit version. The kit version comes out of the box without the decals applied and with none of the electronics installed apart from the extension leads for the wing and the fuselage. So if you're looking for a crash kit for your already existing plug and fly version, or if you're really looking to go to town and put your own electronics and components in the Excalibur airframe, then the kit version is exactly for you. But with Durafly, as always, you get choices. So we give you the choice of the kit version or the plug and fly version. I think I've talked enough now about the Excalibur. If you haven't seen it already, there is the promo. And if you haven't seen the product profile, there is that as well. And of course, there is lots of threads all over the internet on this beautiful machine because it's well worth talking about. That said, I will stop talking now. I'll leave you to enjoy your Excaliburs. Look out for them in all warehouses available right now. Check out all the links below this video for links to the products throughout the world and spare parts and other things that I've mentioned too. And until the next daily, I'll see you next time.